Welcome back to the Rival Series. Oh my goodness.
You're all giggles, aren't you?
It's just gone to pot. We're all giggly here on Rival Esports. It's the Rival Series play-ins. We've got 2 games left here in our play-in bracket. 2 more spots for the Rival Series to be claimed in this 10-team Rival Series for this season. We're very excited about that. But just before we get into our next game, we just want to catch you up on the bracket if you've not been paying attention to that over on Smash GG. We'll take you through a couple of the upsets that happened, and we were kind of shocked to see. First of all, Juveniles got taken out by Game Fist on losers round 6. They got who did they get put down by? They got put down by it was by Pepepitos, who are about to see. And then they lost to Game Fist in losers round 6, so they're out of the tournament. As well as Bacon, you mentioned this one, Exalty losing to who did they lose to? ESE.
Yeah, so ESE is a completely Polish side. You might remember some old names on that squad with, let's say, Petrick. Big RLRS player, of course, he's joined by Nice One, new up-and-coming player, Bruz. So that's quite cool. But Exalty was one of these teams. I mean, they were seeded 19th, and they were, I would argue, one of those dark horses that everyone was there like, no, this should be a team to make it through. Purely because when they were informed, this team was incredible. And unfortunately, not happening today.
Yeah, I mean, they were tearing up the scene at like the likes of the DreamHack tournaments as we saw over the summer, and they did fairly well there. Another one you mentioned as well was, you would say, I think Jay was disagreeing with you, was Servette taken down with my boys just before this one. Jay, what was your thoughts on that? Is that an upset?
I don't think so, no. I mean, Fakeout is the main man that I think you could say potentially that was an upset against, but the squad around him, I don't think it kind of serves up to this quality of Servette even. And maybe that's recency bias because
I think the whole of the French region has now just got daggers to Jay right now.
it's not the first country that's pointed to get me killed, but, you know, it's okay. But, you know, maybe it's recency bias at this stage, you know. Like, I feel me and Bacon have been doing a lot of Swiss tournaments. We've seen them a lot, the likes of Servette Geneva, and we've seen what they've been able to do. So maybe it's just a case of that reason that I don't think that it's really a big upset. I have a lot of faith in this roster. I think they could make the RLRS. With my boys on first glance, I mean, I haven't seen many of the results from those guys, but I haven't seen them around the bubble scene at all that much. So for me, it kind of feels more like a Servette Geneva sort of side. But I mean, that's a good segue to kind of talk about things because they're up next in action, aren't they, Graf?
They are indeed, and I mentioned before the break it was France versus Spain, but I have consulted my map. And actually, Geneva is in Switzerland. So it's Switzerland versus Spain in this one. Pepepitos Canyons versus Servette Esports. Jay, actually, let's go to Bacon. Actually, you guys, like you mentioned, you guys do the TCS League and Servette Geneva, a team in that. How do you reckon they're going to match up against Pepepitos Canyons, who we saw earlier?
So this is an interesting one because this is actually a slightly different Servette Geneva side because Skyline isn't so interesting on the National League front. So he's part of this team as the international side, replacing Servette, who's on that old is on the Exalty side, who we saw got upset earlier. So here he's joined by Hello, another one of these community classics, and then Mirrorwing, this new up-and-coming talent. And this is quite a powerful side. The only problem we've seen in the past, sometimes their team plays can be a little bit muddled. But again, if they're just really on firing all cylinders today, we could see them really play off. And Skyline is a fabled, like, legend in the Rocket League scene. You know, being in the RLCS back in Season 1 and 2, and of course has been in the RLRS. He's part of that Servette Geneva side, remember, that got into RLRS and then got promoted and got picked up by Mouse Sports. So this lad knows how to do it, and he's sticking with the Servette Geneva team. And this really, if history repeats itself, should be a win for them here today.
And Jay, you saw Pepepitos Canyons earlier on against Flump Rozon. Now, Flump Rozon, a team who we kind of expected to get to the Rival Series, and Pepepitos, a team we weren't really expecting to even get to the qualification matches. They kind of got stomped out earlier, but how do you think they'll rank out against this Switzerland side?
I think that the result against Flump Rozon was certainly a case of Flump Rozon just being absolutely insane. Essentially, like I didn't know what to expect out of that roster. I could see the potential in them, but I couldn't see them going all the way just at first glance, based off of what we already know. The fact that GC already is missing one of those key players in Ocelon that kind of led them to that Montreal that Montreal run. But when they came out and had iGnite just popping off and everybody else popping off in that respect, like I feel like that was just really what gave Flop was on the edge over the over their opponents. So now that that's been taken away, the question really is how they're going to meet up to a side that might be a little bit less coordinated. Because one thing that Bacon forgot to mention is that although this team can have some issues with team plays, it's going to be enhanced by the fact that not only are they playing as a Swiss style, they're also playing with a player that doesn't even play with them on the regular. The actual roster for the TCS Esports League is going to be Hello, Mirrorwing, and Servette. Servette that was part of Exalti that went out a little bit earlier in the bracket. Skyline does not play on the Swiss national circuit, so they're kind of swapping and changing between two different players with two different teams. And I'm not sure what the chemistry is going to be looking like, because they look at you look at sort of the way they perform in TCS, and it can only be so sort of measurable by comparison to the lineup that we have playing today.
And of course, Skyline, a person who's been there and done it all before. He's been to the Championship Series, he's been in the Rival Series, and now trying to get back in for Season 8. I want to hear what the chat have to say. It is currently 55-45 in favor of Pepe. Let us know how you're voting. !Pepe. If you think it's them, !Serve for Geneva. But we'll get right into this one. Bacon and Jay, take it away.
Thanks, Crafters. Yes, Bacon, I want to ask for your prediction real quick before we get into this one. Are you going with our Swiss boys, or are you all on board?
With the Swiss boys.
You know the Swiss boys, man.
I went with my heart for the last matchup. It worked. I've got to go with my heart once again on this one. Mirrorwing is absolutely nuts. He'll probably be going by the name Mirror here in this game. And we know if this ladder's popping off, you better be incredibly sort of ready for him, because this is a new up-and-coming talent in the works.
Well, let's see if Skyline can also perform the way that we've known him to perform. It's out for game number 1. In blue, it's Servette. In orange, it's Pepepitos, who plays out initially for the offensive pressure of the Swiss. Mirror off the backboard, looking for a pinch in towards that box. No one's going to try to take that shot. It was set up off Skyline. His teammates also further back for boost in that blue half. Solo bounces off that sideball, responded to by Ghostfire. Comes in, nice solo play with a secondary touch, but it will not go on target. Too far wide in this case, as Mirror gets passed up to. Off the backboard here comes Skyline, not quite in this case. Pushed away by the Pepepitos backline. Zame and Ghostfire do pass between each other for the midfield control. Back over to Ghostfire as he goes up. Mirror should be able to challenge against Mr. Ube. Zame goes in with a great touch against the first man. Not quite the second. Hello's a bit too far wide, but Ghostfire able to finish off the job.
Yeah, Ghostfire here coming in. This was easy peasy for him. Zamu doing brilliant work, but Hello there with the touch out to center was not confident at all. He didn't want to jump out, get that dodge on the ball, purely because they pushed it right on into Ghostfire, but where he just kept driving, got that weak hit, he was left like a lemon in that net.
Now the kickoff tries to get some demos in from Skyline's part, try to get the offensive over on the orange half, but quick responses all the same here from Pepepitos. They took a little bit of time to get the offensive going in the last one, but quickly off the back of the backboard, Mr. Ube is going to find a brilliant boomer, 2-0.
Yeah, for me, Mr. Ube is the one to be watching on this Pepe side. You just got to keep your eye on him because he's that new up-and-coming talent for them. He can pull wicked angle shots like that. We've seen it in the bubble scene, and here I'm expecting it to continue.
Skyline, though, trying to get kickoff goal coming in off the backboard into Hello's position as well, trying to be the third man striker as Mirror tries to maintain control again. Pressure coming out, but finally a clear away, and Skyline comes in for the cut-off at the midfield. Mirror back to Skyline. Hello's going to try lurking in the wings, but all three players committing to this. That's an open net for Mr. Ube, and that's a problem we've seen from Servette many times in the past here, Bacon. Their overcommitments can seriously hurt them, and it's hurt them at 3:33.
Yeah, they're trying to run before they can walk here, and this is capitalized brilliantly by the Pepe side. Wondering right now, Jay, where do Servette go? Are they going to just try and start going that more traditional, hold that midfield line and use pressure? Because there's still 3 minutes 30 left. That's tons of time in Rock Lee to get something working. But Ghost Fire going right up to the line like that. That is bold.
Hello to the backboard, teed off by Ghostfire. Demo in against Zone, and maybe if his teammates were able to get control, they would have been able to utilize that demo to their favor. But as it stands, the defensive holds, and we play on in the midfield challenge. Mirror passing over to Skyline. Great sequence between the two, and that is what we expect to see from Servette. When they get going like this, they can be dangerous.
This is what we thought would be a bit more like how they should play right at the start Skyline receiving that brilliantly, and Mirror with the sight. Beautiful.
Ball in for Hello and Zame. A great kickoff for him to get it over to the blue half. Ghostfire bouncing it off the floor. Kreese will let it up for a teammate. Instead, Skyline going to get over the mirror wing. Back off the backboard, and it will be denied by Mr. Ube. But that, again, did look like a dangerous clear and attack coming through from Servette Geneva. Hello up. Ghostfire. Out from the corner, trying to pinch back over the midfield control. Skyline going to try and challenge. Zame's going to come in over towards that corner instead. Miro going to be eventually allowed for the clear. Enough breathing room given to him. Up for that backboard though. This could get dangerous. But Mr. Ube and Ghostfire come up. Hello now with a tee off. Dribble up past the first man. Not quite. Skyline and Miro force back over to the rotation. See the midfield control. They won't be able to progress much further than this one. Feeling very touch and go when they get to the orange half.
Oh, that's a nice ball downfield. Just wide of net. Unlucky from Hello there. Close, but not close enough. Servette showing signs of greatness. They've still got 2 more goals to find here, Jay.
So pumps it over to Mirror Wing. He's going to take it over to the backboard, over the corner one more time. Follow up off the sideboard. Maybe able to pinch it in towards that box. Skyline sets up, but he's missed it. Hello comes in with one final dunk. And the follow through the recovery play just off the miss. It's now within 1 of the lead.
So what we're seeing here as well is that the defense for the Spanish side is just not really up to snuff. They've got fantastic attack here, Jay. But that defense leaving a little bit to be imagined. So right now, if you're Servette, you've got to pressure them into that back half. These little passing plays are brilliant as well because it is really catching them off guard.
3-0 to 3-2, maybe even 3-3, but Hello, oh sorry, Mirror Wing, excuse me, could not get the touch in. Hello's going to try and walk off that corner. Bounce up inside that box. Ghostfire is there ready to receive. Mirror with a big miss, will leave it for Skyline instead. Pass back, over from the sideboard. Second touch beats out one more defender. Mirror well coordinated off the backboard, off the crossbar. Third man to strike will not come forward. He will, and Mr. Ube still is able to get that save, so not to be at the moment. Still pressure coming in for Servette for the moment. Cleared off by Mr. Ube. Again to the backboard. Hello will pinch that out of the way to make sure that no one can follow through on this one. Skyline with a clear over to that corner. Again, tries to reset up the pressure for Servette. And when they had that pressure, Pepepitos really struggled. With 60 seconds to go, they still maintain a lead. That could change at any one moment, I think.
It really could. And you can see right now, Servette Geneva are looking for openings. That's a brilliant hit downfield to prove it. Hello is going to be able to chase on that. He will only just beat his opponent for that hit in the center. They need to turn this. No one wants to. Skyline's a bit too slow here, Jay. And that's going to be such a crucial error for them. They've got to pick up the pace and the turnarounds. They've got to half rotate that little bit snappier.
Skyline out from the sideboard, challenging successfully on Ghostfire. Mr. Ube passing up to Ghostfire, but cut off by, I believe that was Mirror Wing. Now it's a fair challenge on Hello, booms it back downfield. Mr. Ube off to that corner. Skyline over to the midfield, leaving it for Mirror. Hero's also going to go up, challenged by Ghostfire. Skyline comes in with the second 50-50, but Mr. Ube is the man that controls over all. 10 seconds remaining, and he goes in for the dribble, sets up a teammate with one good block off from Hello. Mirror clears it back downfield. Ghostfire takes it to the corner. Hello set up, sees it up for Skyline. Zame puts it right back into the midfield. Skyline's got to try and keep it in control. Got to try and keep it high off the crease. It will bounce, but no one's able to keep it up for Servette Geneva. Great effort to try to come back in the first game, but it will still go to the favor of the Pepepitos Kenyans.
Yeah, Pepepitos here really doing well to get that sort of 3-goal strike. Servette Geneva, we've got to look at them and just see like them turn around that second half, incredible. But they can't let it slip. This Servette Geneva side is going to be having to fire on all cylinders throughout the entire game because they cannot slip up due to the natural pace that Pepepitos have here, Jay. And they've got caliber in each of those players. Let's just say Mr. Ube and Ghostfire, just to point them out, where either one of them can be on the receiving end and put a wicked shot on and get it on target, which I'm going to say the Servette Geneva side don't have as much. They really need to set up a more structured passing play to be able to get that structure going.
And now they've got those little sort of, I don't know what to say, those small little kinks sort of ironed out now from that first game. You know, it was a 3-0 at one point. They brought it back within 1, and now there is a chance to make it work from here. How will they do it? The start out towards the orange half. Hello passing into Skyline, but Mr. Ube and co have way too much room to breathe, so Back over to that midfield challenge with Mirror, beats out Ghostfire, at least for the moment. Skyline will try to come forward, beat out Mr. Ube, but he takes it over. Ghostfire bumps out of the way. Now Mirror's got to try and find a clear. He's up for Hello instead, as it wasn't quite as powerful as he wanted it to. Skyline still in the midfield to receive. Pass back in off the backboard. Second touch against Mr. Ube will not be allowed. Ghostfire challenges Mirror. Great work to block off the setup.
Brilliant. To just near enough cut everything out in its tracks and give his teammates time to go get boost and essentially line themselves up. Zamu picks up that midfield boost as well, which is so crucial right now.
Skyline has to take control as that one does go too high and too wide. Back to the midfield. Mirror teeing off. Zalmay, is he just going to get there? Yes, he will. Inside the box, he blocks it. Hello still challenging. Skyline has 100 boosts to work with and will tee it up. Hello to try and dunk it down. He takes it wide instead. Mirror Wing is nowhere to be seen in terms of the three-man play. He might still set up a recovery, but no. Ghostfire and Zame do keep that ball out of contention for the moment. Hello still challenges for control. Mirror Wing was demoed out of the play. Will come forward and try and continue to challenge towards this corner.
Decision.
Mr. Ube being beaten out. Ghostfire puts it out towards the midfield. Skyline again following out. Hello going to try and swing in as Skyline challenges non-successfully against Zalmi, though he puts it in towards the box. Mirror just about denies. Can't beat Ghostfire. They've got pressure into that corner, but they can't center it up for the shot.
Yeah, 50-50s at the moment are wicked good coming out from Pepepitos. They're doing so well to just instigate everything. These interceptions, though, coming in super strong for Servette, and they are still finding space in those getaways. Super 50-50 game, and it's exciting to see who will be able to get that upper hand.
Skyline teeing it off, very touch and go again from Servette, and I guess you could say the same for Pepepitos when I get into the other half. Mirror with a tee off, just taken away by Mr. Ube. I thought that was going to go past him, but it did not. Passing from Skyline to Hello, taking it off to the backboard, but again, Mr. Ube able to respond. They're giving them so much room to breathe on the Pepepitos backline. They need to try and suffocate the chances. A brilliant pinch that might allow Skyline to go further forward, but again, big miss coming out from the defense. It's all to Mr. Ube as the backboard play comes in, and Ghostfire does rotate in time, so they can get it out of the way just about. Still in from one. Skyline takes it out of the right-hand side. Tees it past the second player as well. It's not got much boost. You have to steal this 100 from the corner. Mirror comes in. Skyline going to pump one player out the way. And Ghostfire is the last man left in the defense. He is able to save successfully. Half-time Bacon, and we're still zeroed out.
Yeah, Mr. Ube doing brilliant there to cut on in. Oh, a mistouch from Mirror. He just flipped himself backwards, and he's going to be needed once again to do something on this. No. Indecision coming out once again from the Servette Geneva side. They've got to be careful on those. They're nearly biting.
Mirror 50-50ing out as that one almost went right in there, just blocked off by the crossbar, I believe. Really lacking presence from the Servette side into the orange half. They will get a couple of good challenges into the corner once again. Sorry, into the midfield, I should say. Ghostfire will take that back to the corner, try to go for a solo play, but again, it's Skyline there to block it off. The defensive just holding it together for both sides. Tee back in from Zalmi. And Hello takes it up over from the midfield. Ghostfire, 49 points of boost. Skyline will take it over alongside Hello. Boom back. Zalmi bouncing off that corner back into the box of his own right. To the bump players out the way. The Mirror gets back in time. A bounce back from Mr. Ube. Follow up from Ghostfire will not work out. But he still maintains control. Leaves it for someone to come forward. Zalmi shoots and he gets in it as well. Just that forward of midfield control, and Mr. Ube will set up his start to shine.
Yeah, Servette got so starved of boost. Skyline the only one with it, and they got clustered up. You can see as soon as Ube sort of pushed that ball out, they thought this is our time to work out and get some boost. But no, they got baited into it. Brilliant little play to come out from Pepepitos.
In from one, Hello goes up high. Can he beat the second? No, he can't. So I'm able to hold it away. Good challenge again from Mirror to bump one player out of position, but again, Ghostfire's going to find a line, go up for the aerial dribble off the backboard. Second touch will bounce out the way. Zalmi with a redirect, and Hello is clearing it out to the midfield. Mr. Ube should get back to take that out to the left-hand side. 60 seconds remaining. They've got to try find something out here. Servette within one of holding on to overtime. Skyline dribble up past first man, not past second though. And Mr. Ube, no boost of his own. Mirror bounce off the backboard, but they can't keep using the backboard to try and set this up. They've got such great reads from Pepepitos. They need to find some sort of infield pass, some sort of way of baiting the defensive to one side, or even demoing out that defensive of his own. Mirror off the backboard again. Zalmi will be able to take it, but Skyline with a chance to strike. He's too far wide, bumping his teammate out of the way. Hello will maintain that pressure. They haven't been able to get their best shot in to score one. 24 seconds, and Zalme is going to beat out the midfield, not the backline defensive. Mira with a big touch, though. Mr. Ube still beats him. Hello also challenging Zalme, putting it into that corner. Demos in from Mira, trying to clear out players on the orange half. Set up for Skyline over to Mira. Again to the backboard, but this is their last chance, as you say. 10 seconds. Hello, now with control, up against Mr. Ube, past the Skyline. 50-50 against Zalme is going to get missed out. And Mira comes in with a strike. It's right there. It's still high. Hello with a final chance to put it on target. It's going right in, but cleared out position into open field. And Pepepitos with a 2-0 series at this stage. Servette have held on for as long as they can, but now their time may be up here, Bacon.
Yeah, what is it about Spanish sides and the RLRS plans for them to just absolutely make the run? Of course, we know 18th seed coming into this because they have been working really hard during those during the Rocket Rails midweek last week, Joe, we saw that, as well as the Esports Management Cups and whatever. But there's something about Spain and RLRS where they just absolutely hammer it home during the plains.
Yeah, absolutely. They are having a great time out there at the moment, but they are barely holding it together. You know, again, there are some moments where you think Servette Geneva may just be able to turn this around. Well, now they've got to try and find many of those moments and capitalize on them because they are 2-0 down. Not the first reverse sweep we would have seen on stream today if they can make it happen. Let's see if it will be the last. Mira goes up to take the challenge on the kickoff for game number 3. Skyline there to receive in the midfield. Again, they've got to get pressure going and they've got to try and find a different setup because the reads from Pepepitos are looking so good right now. Mira up off the sideboard. Pinch back in on a second. Could follow this through. Oh my God! Mira wing! In with a first, 15 seconds, and he utilizes his opponents as a rebound, scoring, striking first for Servette Geneva.
I couldn't even see it went by so fast who that last man jumping across was. But why did he think it was needed there? Dangerous stuff, but mirroring, all credit where it's due. The dedication to find the goal there, incredible.
And Zalme trying to return back to that blue half, though. Skyline cuts it off. His veteran experience has been valuable to Servette, but can he hold the defensive for long enough? No, he can't. Mr. Ube turns it right around and gets us back in it evens just past the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, you can see Skyline hurting across. He had to pick, so that entire net was open, and he went just a slight little bit too high. Couldn't get across as well in time. Brilliantly played by Ube.
Goes fire, trying to receive a redirect. Ube will come forward. Bounce off that corner to the center line. Mira takes it up and over into the orange half. Zalme again up to the ceiling. Skyline trying to receive on a challenge and will just insert himself at the perfect position. And Mr. Ube comes forward and again to the midfield. It's Mira that takes it up. Hello, trying to receive on the 50-50 against Zalme and given a great redirect chance, but not to be. Pass back over to Skyline as Ube and Zalme pass between each other. Goes fire, set up for the dunk. And Mira is able to take it away alongside Hello on the breakaway, but the midfield challenge is starting to come in. Pepepitos again trying to get so aggressive, trying to harass that line with serious touches and contact plays, but now a couple of good shots coming in. Skyline off the backboard. Second touch, it's pushed away by Ube. So no chance for the lead for Servette for now.
This is why we've missed Skyline.
What?
It's just those, and here, it was a loose ball. Couldn't get it back in time. You don't want to watch this, it's not pretty.
I thought that, what? Where was the defense?
Error 404.
Back line not found, apparently so. That is a lead regained by Servette, and after such great offensive plays as well, it's a loose ball that goes in, a loose cannon, and a loose kickoff apparently as well. What is going on? Where are the players in nets?
A bit of tit for tat there, Jay. If they're going to get a freebie, why not give them one back? I don't really like that sort of style myself, but hey, it's making things interesting.
What is going on? Well, oh, Skyline. Imagine if he did that.
Really?
That would have been ridiculous.
Some good stuff, and Zamu only just getting that away. His backline looking a little bit dodgy as well from Servette at the moment. So they're not sure which boost to pick up.
Hello, and Mira trying to chase it out of the corner, also into the box. Mira tees it up, and Mr. Ube tries to hold on past the Zalme. He's going to miss out too far out, and I don't think he had enough boost to go for it. Skyline has plenty of boost, though. Not the best touches in the world. Pick up one of the small backs and pinch it over to that corner, but giving a lot of room again for them to breathe on the Pepepitos side. Zame comes up, midfield control, past Ube. Hello comes in off the sideboard. Second touch not going to be allowed as he bounces back over towards that box again. Skyline and Mirror, 23 points to his name. Mr. Ube bounced up. It's dangerously close. And Hello's angle is the worst one in the world. You want to use your opponents as a rebound so you can get That's
all, folks.
Did I just say that? I really did. 3 team of Pepepitos. 2:41 on the clock.
What hurts me is that's about the 3rd time I've seen that type of situation come out from Hello in the last 2 weeks. He has got to work in his position in nets. He's too often sitting right there in the center. You cannot be doing that. What's the thing Greg always tells us? A back post.
Backboard is once again where Skyline and Co want to play towards. Mirror goes in over to that corner, followed up by Ghostfire. To that midfield, Zame. Skyline maintain it. Trying to dribble up, trying to set up somebody to go up. Hello, going to leave it over to that corner. Mirror's going to have to try and swing in towards that corner. Zame is here to try and control. Gets it past one. Skyline back in the Mirror. Pass up, bounce up. Skyline in to receive, but Mr. Ube again is in position every single time. He knows exactly where to place himself. As to the rest of the Pepepitos. Salme with a save. Mirror comes up. The nice tee off that one. It is on target, but it's predictable for Ube. And he can hold the defense down one more time. 3-2. Exact same scoreline as game one with the same circumstances. But Hello will be denied as he has one great opportunity to dunk it. And it's going to waste that chance once again for Servette.
Oh, Mirror up in the air. He'll be looking against the corner. Not going to bounce out the way he wanted for Skyline. That's good defense coming through. Skyline does get the touch though. Oh, that defense from Zamu. Beautiful.
Setting up Hello for Mirror Wing, and Zamu will take it away. Skyline to the midfield, 31 points. A brutal bounce back on the backboard, but again, Mr. Ube gets that one touch that forces it back out into the blue half. Follow up from Zamu again. We'll go over to that corner. Can get the 100 of his own right. We'll leave it. Bomb one player. Okay, that pinch just gets it out of the way for Servette, but he may have just outfaked them right there and then. Run away for Skyline in towards the box. Leaves it for Mirror. Backboard play. Demo comes forward. Hello's nowhere to be seen. He can't strike, and Ghostfire will return to what is basically an open net. Just getting back in time for Hello. He takes it away.
Yeah, unlucky for Ghostfire there. Essentially, the ball right up against the wall. He couldn't do anything with zero angle. Elected to pass out for a teammate, but the defense of Servette just holding in time.
Bounced out, 30 seconds. Boom from Skyline's going to go wide. Double commit there on the defense. Hello's not in a position to punish it. As Mirror goes up, challenging 50-50 again inside that box. Again, the touch will be good from Pepepitos to taking away any sort of offensive line, but a pass play from Skyline following up for the second touch. No, Mirror's nowhere again. Off the backboard, Hello to try and receive it, but Ghostfire and Dame commit. It's all to Mr. Ube as Skyline tries to put it high. No. It bounces off the crossbar and bounces off the net. Hello will try for one final attempt. Mirror's going to gain it. Ghostfire in the midfield, and he will kill it on the floor for Pepepitos Canyons. Finally, a 3-0 for them as they gain control. Servette fought so hard, though. So hard and so far. But in the end, they are the ones to fall in the lower bracket. It's a 3-0 for Pepepitos Cannons. And you must imagine they're feeling so disappointed at that as well, because they were so close on so many occasions, Bacon.
Yeah, they were just really close to that mark. But each and every time, just by one goal, Pepepitos were able to do it. We're going to be bringing back in our craft man. Dude, you were on the sidelines there. I know you're a bit like us and you do have a little bit of affinity for the Servette Geneva side, but at the end of the day, the better team did win.
Yeah, absolutely. Pepepitos did play their minds out there. One player I really want to highlight from their team, and really their coming out party to the world and more into the top level of the professional scene, Mr. Ruby. We've seen him around the bubble scene for a long time now, and now he's finally getting his gratification into the rival series. Congratulations to him and the rest of Pepepitos Cannons. But for me, he had some crazy angles going, like in that, especially in that last game. He had that crazy angle goal. But aside from that, he played his role well as really the third man. He had some key touches down the field, and he played defense when it mattered most as well. And I think Mr. Ruby was one of the reasons where Servette Geneva, you could see they were getting really frustrated towards the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, if it just Mr. Ube's positioning for every single sort of like save right there. It felt so perfect. He knew exactly where to be and when to be there. Like it felt like a brick wall that they couldn't break past on the Servette Geneva side, even though they were getting some great passing play between each other. You know, that last sort of save there from Mr. Ube really highlighted it. Like it felt like Skyline took his time, placed the shot perfectly. Mr. Ube still read it and still pinched it off the crossbar, which is just, you know, so hard fought as well from Servette to try and like to control in that respect, but they just weren't able to make it happen.
Yeah, but I think the entire Pepepitos defense has to have credit there. They really contributed to Servette's frustration right at the end of the series, where you could see Skyline and Hello setting up a lot of passing plays, but then I think there was one earlier. I think it was way back in game number 1 where Skyline got the pass into the middle, shot it straight into the net. They tried that so many times afterwards, but it was either a combination of just off target or the Pepepitos defense was just reading it so well, Bacon.
Well, that's again, like you said, because they kept trying the same plan, so they were getting used to where to structure themselves up. Servette Geneva needed to throw in a player to essentially go in for those demos, those bumps a little bit more often to get that to work, because by game 2, they knew where that attack was coming from. So Servette Geneva are a bit of a one-trick pony in that, and I can see they could get to this stage here today. But going away, they'll probably have to work on things, and I could see the same team come back next season and cause a lot of damage, because you got to think, like we said, Mirrorwing is a new up-and-coming player, really on the international scale. You've got Hello, who's been lingering about for ages, and Skyline, who is the legend, you know? So this is all the makings for a real beauty of a team.
And of course, obviously not Skyline, not on the main roster for TCS, but they've got that run to go as well. How are they doing in TCS, by the way? Just to
undefeated.
Undefeated top of table.
Well, there you go. That's something to work towards, I suppose. And that roster is going to do well in the off-season, I can tell. But it's commiserations to them. Congratulations to Pepepitos. They take the 7th place of the possible 8 out of this rival series qualification. And of course, we have one more spot still to give away. It will either be Baguette Squad or the Big Brain Gamers. Who's it going to be? You'll find out after this short break. So don't go away. We'll wrap up our play-ins here on Rival Esports.